What is up, and welcome back to another TikTok. Today, we're going to be talking about the power of looking for the good in other people. So, we're going to start off by reading here in Golden Nuggets of Thought. And if we read here, it says, "Look for the good things, not the faults. It takes a good deal bigger sized brain to find out what is not wrong with people and things than to find out what is wrong. The little man often actually rates his capacity by the number of things he can find the matter. The valuable fellow is the one who finds what isn't the matter and gives it a pat on the back." How easy it is for us to see the faults of other people, right? To look at others and say, look, this person's doing that wrong, this wrong, that wrong. And how often do we forget to look within and say, what am I doing wrong? What can I change? Or even better, instead of looking within and saying, what am I doing wrong? How about you look for the good in all? How about you look for the good in your neighbor, in yourself? How about you take the time to think clearly and accurate about somebody and say, you know what? Maybe this person isn't so bad. Maybe I've made a false judgment about this person. And instead of looking in their heart, I'm looking at mistakes they've made or things that they've done wrong. But God looks in the heart, and He looks in our hearts to see what's there. But the human nature is to look on the outward appearance, to say, you know what, I see this sin, I see this thing they're doing, and I'm just going to fixate on that. Right? It's so easy to do that. But it takes a special kind of person, it takes extra effort of mind to actually say, you know what? I'm going to look for the good in this person. I'm going to look for the good in this person because I know it's there. I'm going to look for the things they're doing good, and I'm going to see if maybe I can learn how to apply some of the things they're doing right in my life. Right? So when you look for the good in others, it benefits you. When you look for the bad in others, it destroys you. At the end of the day, you are the person that suffers. So I really believe that not only looking for the good in others helps them, because people can feel your judgments of them, so it helps lift them up, but the biggest person it helps is yourself. It lifts a huge weight off your shoulders and lets you just breathe spiritually and mentally, because it's too easy to get stuck up in this kind of breaking down and critiquing yourself and others, right? And the more we learn how to not do that, the more we learn how to stop finding faults and start seeing strengths, the more we will feel that kind of peace that comes from a correct understanding of reality. Because the reality of the matter is that judgments are generally false. Even if there's a degree of truth in them, even if there's an aspect of it which is true, the fact that you're judging them is false. It's not useful, right? And it's probably inaccurate. It's not the whole truth. So it's okay to see something accurately, but it's another thing entirely to make judgments of people. And it's just so easy for us to pick the latter, to just make a judgment of a person instead of seeing it accurately. And a lot of times, seeing things accurately includes calling the unseen as though it were seen. So you might be looking at somebody and you could say, well, yeah, Dallin, it's easy for you to say that you could find the good aspects of another person, but look what this person's doing all the time, right? It's easy for you to say, look what they're doing every day. But you have to call the unseen as though it were seen. Stop fixating on the bad aspects of other people's character. Start fixating on the good because it is there. People aren't all bad or all good, right? We have a combination inside of us. So focus on the good that is there. And then as you focus on that good, it will actually expand in that person. It will grow because you're sowing the seeds of positive thoughts to another person. You're choosing to see that person the way God would see that person. And when you choose to see somebody the way God sees that person, their behaviors change. Because you're not fixating on the faults, you're fixating on the good in that person. And it will grow. So you call the unseen as though it were seen. Don't say, I'm going to look at my friend or my mom or my dad or my brother or my sister, or whoever it is in your life, my wife, my husband. Don't say, I'm going to look at them better, and then the next day you see something wrong and go, oh, this whole looking at things better thing doesn't work. See, they're doing something wrong. No, it has to be a choice every day, over time. And that builds momentum. And that momentum is what changes that person. But you're not trying to change them. You're just focusing on something different. You're not trying to say, okay, this person has to stop doing these things. That's trying to control, that's fault finding still. Right? But instead you say, what can I change? And also, what can I focus on in that person, which is already good? And as you persist in that thing, as you persist in focusing on that over time, you'll see more and more of those positive aspects of that person, because truly, inside of them is their true self, right? Inside of their heart is their true self. And the human nature, our true selves, not the lower nature, not the natural man, but our true self is that we are children of God. That is our true self. So as we stop looking for the wrong, as we stop looking for the mistakes, because you're making them just as much as that person is. You're making mistakes too. Stop looking for them. Start looking for the good, and it will grow. It's like the bumper sticker that says, don't judge me just because I sin differently than you. Right? When we're judging people, we're forgetting that we sin differently than them, and we're fixating on their sins. But Jesus Christ, when he lived on this earth, he did not fixate on people's sins. He said, go and sin no more. Thy sins be forgiven of thee. And that's the exact attitude we should have towards others. So thank you guys so much for tuning into today's little video here on Wisdom in Christ. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. This week, I'm going to focus on looking for the good in others more. I encourage you guys to do the same. I invite you to look for the good in others. I appreciate you tuning into these videos. And like I said, I hope you're finding value in them. Please share them if you are. If you're not following, please follow as well. And as always, peace be unto you.